Xiang Gao, you know Xiang Gao? He's a native of Taiyuan. His older brother, born to his mother, had the strongest friendship with Xiang. Xiang befriended a prostitute named Persia and cut off his arm as a pledge of eternal good fortune. The price of the madam trapped in Persia was too high for the two. The madam wants to marry Persia first. A son named Zhuang, who always liked Persia, asked his madam to buy the Persian concubine. If my mother and I are willing to leave this hell and go to heaven, if I'm sold to others as my concubine, it's no different than being a prostitute, Persia told his madam. If Kenny follows my will, only Xiang will be good to me. Madam said yes and told Sang what she meant. Xiang's wife was dead and had not remarried, and he was so happy that, with all his family's money, he married Persia home. When Mr. Zhuang heard about it, he was angry that Xiang had taken the woman he liked. Mr. Xiang was yelled at when he stumbled upon him on the road. If Xiang refuses to accept the decision, Zhuang Gongzi will ask his entourage to beat Xiang. He will beat him to death before they leave. Mr. Xiang hurried to see his brother, who was already dead, when he heard the news. Xiang Gao was grieving and indignant, and he wrote a report to the county. Mr. Zhuang bribed officials up and down the hall, making him unjustifiable. Mr. Xiang is angry and frustrated, and no local prosecutor has told him that he only wants to assassinate Mr. Zhuang on the road. Every day, armed with sharp knives, he lay in the grass by the mountain road. It's been a long time, secrets are leaking out. Mr. Zhuang knew what he was going to do, and he was on high alert whenever he went out. When I heard that a man named Zhao Tong in Fenzhou was brave and good at archery, Zhuang hired him as a guard for a lot of money. Mr. Xiang has no way of putting his plans to rest, but is still waiting by the side of the road every day. One day, he had just been hidden, and suddenly it was pouring rain. His whole body was soaked up and down, and he was trembling with cold. After a short period of intense winds, hail was falling again. Mr. Xiang suddenly lost consciousness and was indifferent. There used to be a mountain temple in the mountains, and he ran there with strong support. Once inside, I saw a priest he knew. Once upon a time, the Taoist monk had been in the village begging for food, and Xiang Gao often fed him food, so the Taoist monk knew him. The Taoist priest, whose clothes were soaked, gave Xiang Gao a cloth robe and said, "Put this one on for now." Mr. Xiang changed into a robe, tolerated the cold, and crouched like a dog. I looked at myself, and suddenly I grew fur. The body became a tiger. The Taoist cleric doesn't know where he is anymore. I was surprised and resentful. But on second thought, it'd be nice to find someone and eat his meat. Just go down the hill to where you were hiding. I saw my body lying in the grass before I realized my forebody was dead. He is also afraid that his body has been eaten by crows and eagles, patrolling to protect it. After a day, Zhuang only passed by here, and the tiger came out of his mouth, swooped him down from his horse, bit him off his head and swallowed him. Zhao Tong turned around and shot an arrow at the tiger, which hit the tiger in the stomach, and the tiger fell and then died. Mr. Xiang was in the thorns, as if awakening from a big dream. It took another night to walk and return home drowsy. The family, terrified and suspicious because he hadn't returned for a few nights, came to visit him with joy. Mr. Xiang was just lying on his back, unresponsive and unable to speak. After a while, the family heard that Mr. Zhuang had been killed by a tiger and rushed to the bed to tell him with delight, saying to Mr. Xiang himself, "The tiger is me." Then there's his strange story. It spread out from here. Mr. Zhuang's son, grieving that his father had died too badly, was annoyed and went to sue Xiang Gao. The government dismissed the matter as absurd and without evidence.
Alright, this story has come to an end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you.